Hey everyone, close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You wake up on a beautiful tropical beach, waves crashing, palm trees swaying, but there's no one around. No phone, no boat, no help. That nightmare became my reality. After a terrible boat accident, I was stranded, completely alone on an abandoned island. I ended up spending over 10,000 hours there, more than a year of pure survival. This is my full, unfiltered story. The panic, the loneliness, the crazy things I built, the moments I almost gave up, and what I learned about myself. If you love Robinson Crusoe type stories, you're gonna love this. The first few days were the scariest of my life. I screamed for help until my throat was raw. I ran up and down the beach, waving my shirt at every plane or ship I saw in the distance, but no one noticed. I had only the clothes on my back, a small pocket knife, and a plastic bottle. I drank coconut water and ate whatever fruit I could find, but I was terrified of poisoning myself. At night, the jungle sounds were terrifying. Strange animals, wind, waves. I barely slept. I cried like a child more than once. I kept thinking this must be a nightmare and I would wake up any moment. But every morning I woke up to the same empty beach. After about a week, I realized rescue might not come quickly. I had to build a shelter. My first attempt was a disaster, just some branches and leaves that collapsed in the first rain. I got completely soaked and spent the night shivering. I learned quickly. I started collecting stronger wood, large palm leaves and vines. It took me many days of hard work, cuts on my hands, and lots of failures, but eventually I had a basic hut that kept me dry. I also built a big signal fire on the beach and kept it ready every single day. Every time I heard a distant engine, I would run and light it as fast as possible, heart pounding with hope. Finding food became my full-time job. I learned which fruits were safe and which would make me sick the hard way. I made fishing spears from sharpened sticks and spent hours standing in the shallow water. Some days I caught nothing and went to bed with an empty stomach. I built a rainwater collection system using large leaves and hollowed-out coconuts. Slowly, I got better. I started a small garden with seeds I found in fruit. The day my first plant sprouted felt like winning the lottery. I also learned how to make fire by rubbing sticks together. It took me weeks of trying until I finally succeeded. That first warm meal changed everything. The loneliness was the hardest part. There were days I talked to the trees, to the ocean, even to a volleyball I found and named Wilson, like in the movie Castaway. I carved a calendar on a big stick to keep track of time. I had dark moments where I considered swimming out to sea to end it. I missed my family so much it physically hurt, but I forced myself to stay strong. I started singing songs I remembered, telling myself stories, and planning what I would do if I ever got rescued. Those mental tricks helped me survive when my body wanted to give up. After many months, I became really skilled. I built a much stronger hut with a proper roof and even a small porch. I made better tools, a fishing net from vines, a cooking area, and even a small raft for going further out to sea. I explored the entire island and found a hidden freshwater stream and better food sources. I started making clothes from plant fibers because my original clothes were falling apart. I even built a small library, pieces of wood where I carved stories and memories, so I wouldn't forget how to read and write. I felt almost proud of my little island home. There was one massive storm that destroyed almost everything I had built. The wind was terrifying. My hut collapsed, my garden was ruined, and I spent the night huddled under a rock. That was my absolute lowest point. I sat in the rain the next morning and cried for a long time. But then I stood up and started rebuilding even stronger than before. That storm taught me resilience. From that day, I became better at preparing for disasters. By the end of the 10,000 hours, I had created a surprisingly good life on the island. I had a solid home, reliable food sources, tools, and even a sense of peace I never had in the modern world. Then, one morning, a fishing boat finally saw my signal fire. I was rescued. Coming back to civilization felt overwhelming. Noise, people, technology. I had changed so much. I was stronger, more patient, and grateful for every small thing in life. Surviving 10,000 hours alone taught me that humans are far more capable than we think. I learned real skills, mental strength, and what truly matters. I learned that we don't need as much as we think to be happy. The experience changed me forever. Would I want to do it again? Absolutely not. But I'm grateful for what it taught me. If you enjoyed this survival journey, like the video, subscribe for more real what-if experiments, and comment below. How many days do you think you could survive alone on an abandoned island? Thank you for watching my full story. See you in the next one.